and welcome to Mailtrap videos, where we explore the world of emails. In this video, we'll show you how to send mass emails in PowerShell. PowerShell, the cross-platform task automation solution, enables its users to send individual as well as mass emails. The latter is made possible through a component called EASendMail. We covered how to install and use it in the EASendMail component video available on our channel. In this video, we focus on writing the PowerShell script for mass email sending via EASendMail. As the first step, along with the EASendMail component, you'll also need to install the EASendMail service. So once you've downloaded the service, install it. And then load the EASendMail DLL file. Next, you'll need to write 4 functions. The first function completes the same task as the send-mail-to function we covered in our EASendMail component video, and accepts multiple parameters. Then you have the function that establishes a connection to an SQL Server database. A function that builds an HTML body by querying data from the database and accepts 1 parameter. And finally, a function that sends emails using data retrieved from the database. To establish an SQL Server database connection, you should initialize a variable and assign it a string specifying the database server, name, authentication type, and the usage of the multiple active results sets feature. Under the variable initialization, you can write a line for displaying a formatted message to the console, indicating that a script is attempting to connect to the database, showing the connection string. Then proceed to create an instance of the SQL connection object and set its connection string property to the value of the variable with the same name. With that done, to start the connection, call the open method of the SQL connection object. If necessary, you can again write a line for displaying a formatted message, confirming that the connection has been successfully established. After that, return the open SQL connection object so it can be used elsewhere in the script. The send-mail-to-queue function includes the same code as the send-mail-to function we covered in the EASendMail component Mailtrap tutorial that you can find on our channel. Therefore, you could just follow the same instructions we shared there to write the code. Now, when it comes to the build HTML body function, start building the body by writing an SQL query. In our case, that query will select specific columns from a table named users stored in our database. Then you'll need a new SQL command object to execute the query. You could store the query results in a variable called reader. With that completed, it's time to start building the body. The body will be in HTML format, as you can see from the code. In our case, the body will also consist of a div and a table populated with data extracted from the database. If you follow the same example, to populate the table rows, you'll need a while loop that iterates over each row returned by the SQL query. Within the loop, data is extracted from the reader variable and appended to the HTML string that is the email body. Once the loop has finished iterating, you can close and dispose of the reader. The same applies to the SQL connection you established earlier. To finally complete the function code, write a line indicating that the function will return a string variable storing your email's HTML body. For this script, the last function you need to write is the send mail from DB to queue function. So begin by defining the email sender and the subject within the function body. Then write a try-catch block. The catch block will handle errors and display a message in case any exception occurs. Within the try block, open an SQL connection and build the email's HTML body using the data from an SQL database. Also, within the same block, proceed to write an SQL query to retrieve the data you need. Create an SQL command object using the query and the database connection. And add a line to execute the query. To iterate through each row returned by the SQL query, just like in the previous function body, you can use a while loop. Within the loop, retrieve and trim the name and email address in each row. Replace the placeholder in your HTML template with the actual name of the recipient. Then, output a message to the console, indicating the start of the email sending process. Call the send-mail-to-queue function to send the emails, and output another message to the console indicating successful queuing of the email sending process. With the loop code finalized, close and dispose of the SQL reader, command, and connection objects. Before running the whole script to send the mass emails, remember to call the send-mail from DB to queue function. If no errors are present in your code, the script should be successfully executed, and the personalized messages will start landing in recipient inboxes. And with that, we've covered all the steps for sending mass emails in PowerShell via the EASendMail component. If you want to learn how to send via an API or SMTP service, along with how to test your PowerShell emails, links to these tutorials are waiting for you in the description. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by Mailtrap, an email delivery platform to test, send, and control your email infrastructure in one place. Like and share this video, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to see more tutorials just like this one. Don't forget to check out our other videos for more useful content on email deliverability. See you in the next one.